I just want to prove that I'm not just gold teeth, tattoos, and another black girl from the hood. I was 19 when I had my first son, Daryl. He was born with heart problems. He was in the hospital over half of his first year of life. And it was hard. His daddy left, and it was just me and the baby. My second son was like 4 years later after my first son. And then my youngest son, Dayton, is 17. Senior in high school, ready to graduate. His father was actually a good person. He just couldn't leave the streets alone. He was murdered in 2001. I got my own apartment, but maybe about 4 months after, it was just too much. I wasn't stable enough. I had to go to a shelter. I found out about foundation communities through the shelter that I was in. They got me my first apartment until I was able to be more self-sufficient. I knew walking into M Station that I finally found the home that I wanted for my sons. I knew this is where I was supposed to be, and this was home. Dayton, he loves the idea that we're stable. He got to go to the same school for 4 years straight. He likes it. Living here has given me a new sense of purpose. It makes me want to be the best I can be and try to set an example for my kids. Right now, I work at a doctor's office. I schedule appointments and procedures. My dream is to own a soul food restaurant. Foundation Communities offers financial coaching and business coaching. The business plan is kind of hard. That's where he told me to go out and research different restaurants and see what your competition is and who do you want to cater to. Hopefully it'll come true. Foundation Communities helped me build a foundation. It allowed me to go through a program which helped me earn free college credits. I feel like I've accomplished more in the last 3 years than I have accomplished in life. I did this. I set out to do something, and I did it. And now my children are following in my footsteps. I'm just thankful.
You know, swimming was easy for me. The middle of high school, I swam meets every weekend. By my senior year, I was nationally ranked. I probably had 10 scholarship offers from across the country. I went to the University of Kansas to train for the '83 Olympic trials. All of a sudden, I could not keep up in the water anymore. I could not lift the weights. I couldn't hardly get out of bed. Basically, I was, swimming Friday and crapping out on Monday. Came home to Austin and diagnosed with kidney failure. And that was it. Swimming was over and everything was over. I will not forget the second time that I walked into the dialysis machine. 3 hours, 4 days a week. It's not really all that fun. It's horrible, but I just couldn't quit. And that, old athlete came back and, it was like, pull yourself together and get this done. October of 2006, my hip shattered, and that was it for walking. And, you know, what more? What else could go wrong? You know, being 40 years old and surrounded by people, you know, much older than myself, depression is a small word for where I went. I was visited by a caseworker who said that, you know, they had properties around Austin, foundation communities, and they had some rooms and they were available, and would you like to look at them? And I was out of the nursing home and in foundation communities in a day. It probably saved my life. Being able to get up every morning and know that, you know, this is my space, you know, this is my little neck of the woods, is everything. I can go outside my door and it's nice green grass. Dog likes to hang out there. It's quiet, birdies chirping. In my condition, homelessness would not be very good. And so I'm very thankful to have things that are available to me. I've never quit, and I've made it for 30 years. When I talk to people at the clinic and tell them you have to find your inner person and you have to dig deep and, you know, decide if this is, you know, if you can do this or not, rather than, you know, crying and spinning around in circles. You've got to stop and pull yourself together and, you know, do it. And exactly what foundation communities would like to see happen. You know, someone that's had a, you know, a hard time, you wind up here rehabilitated, readjusted, reinvented, and, you know, back out in the community.
I had a restaurant for 22 years that we just turned over to the kids because we thought we were going to be able to travel and, you know, just do a whole lot of things. I never thought that I was going to be raising the grandchild. Krista was in the 5th grade. She was diagnosed with manic depression, and I attribute everything that's gone wrong, I guess, in her life to the manic depressive problem. My name is Donna Langley, and I have 3 beautiful grandchildren, Brittany, Bethany, and Bubba. These children, to me, they are godsend. It was like they were given to me as a gift. My husband has macular degeneration, and he doesn't see well at all. It means I have to take care of everything pretty much. You know, they have to eat, they had to have diapers, they had to be clothed. You had to work, you had no choice. I decided I would start a cleaning business, and that's what I did. I've had diabetes since I was 11, so I've learned to live with that. The neuropathy has been really hard to learn to live with because it's nerve pain, and it hurts so bad I can't handle that. I'm usually really tired when I get home. I might not get out of the truck until 4:30 or 5 because sometimes I just can't. So my chair's my heaven. I don't know the last time I laid down in the bed. There was nobody to help them with homework. Nobody. And Brittany was getting really behind, and Bethany wasn't catching on at all. I had to start getting them up at like 5 o'clock in the morning to try to help them. When you wake up a child at 5 o'clock in the morning and try to teach them something, they get really aggravated at you for one thing. Brittany especially was just really angry. I couldn't come to the school when they had something because of the time I was working. She'd tell me, "You don't love me anymore, Grammy. You don't go with me here. You don't do this with me anymore." And if you've ever had a child tell you that, it'll break your heart. It'll break your heart. If it weren't for Foundation Communities, I don't know what I'd do, to tell you the truth. When I went to the breakfast with the principal that morning, and she told us about Foundation Communities and that it was an after-school program, I thought, oh my God, that's gotta be the answer. It's gotta be the answer. It was a shock that there was a program like that my kids could get into, because we didn't live in the Foundation Communities properties. And that was 3 years ago, and both of them have flourished since. They get the tutoring that they need. Bethany and Brittany both have tutors. It's amazing what these people do. It's amazing. Brittany has just really come up. Her science fair projects, they helped her with that last year, and she came in first place, and I thought she was gonna literally have a stroke. She was so happy. They've done so much. There's been times that, money would run out, and I didn't know how I was going to feed them. Every other Friday they have the food baskets and things, and that's helped so much. If it weren't for Foundation Communities, I don't know what I'd do. I just know that I have to do the best I can to make them the best that they can be, and that's all that matters to me. That's all that matters.